Hey team, had another call a little bit today, so apologies for being late. But yeah, looking forward to today's conversation. Hope you guys are excited for recovery and kind of what that looks like right now. I know a lot of questions stemming around what to do, and yeah, I think similar conversation I had I think yesterday with the young athlete was more around what not to do. Right, first and foremost, don't get panicked. Don't start overthinking the situation and kind of where things are right now. And I guess as far as recovery, don't think that well, hey, I don't have a weight room. I don't have weights. I'm not pushing as many sets or whatever as I usually do. Don't think that you go out and do 4 or 5 times as much of it. Because you'll still get out, still get the overtraining, overreaching, that you would in the weight room as well. So, recovery wise, again, we talked the other day with routines about how much time you might be saving right now, right? Like you might have an extra hour and a half that you're not driving to from work, from school, something like that. So don't think that means that you have that much more time to or that much more time to chill or sleep, be lazy, whatever. For recovery, kind of what we say with everyone else, right? Do a little, a lot. So, workouts. I think last week we talked about cut your work or try and schedule your workouts or limit your workouts to 25, 30 minutes. That way, you're still staying sharp and on task and do the same thing with recovery as well. Don't think about recovery being in big 30 minute, 45-minute blocks. I know one of the big recovery tools that we like to advise or recommend is use the free access of yoga. There's endless amount of yoga, stretching videos or routines available there. And of course, a lot of the time, you think yoga and you look at the video online, and a lot of them are 30, 45, even an hour, 60-minute classes or videos. Don't get over and think, well, geez, I just don't want to take. I'm already working out 30 minutes. I don't want another 30 minutes and do this. Right? Think about similar to hydration, right, or similar to any other routine, a lot. So maybe if we say your goal, your target is 20 to 30 minutes stretching a day, break that up in 5-minute chunks, right? So maybe first thing when you wake up, you get in bed, you turn off the alarm if it's across the room, or you go over and turn off the alarm. Take the first 5 minutes right there, lay in bed, do some breathing, do some stretching, maybe some PR, right? Some self-massage. Key points that are typically a little bit tighter. Maybe it's your chest because you sleep on your side. Maybe it's your lower back because you sleep on your stomach. Something like that. Right? Get 5 minutes as soon as you wake up. Get up, get your tea, whatever it is, whatever your routine is. Right? And say around 10 o'clock, right? A reminder, whatever you want to do, whatever your is. Say around 10 o'clock, your alarm goes off or something like that. Maybe you get a refill of coffee or breakfast or snack. All right, that's your cue to get 5 minutes. Right, so while you're waiting on the wave, waiting on the kettle to warm up, whatever, get some other stretching there. Right, you're starting to sit down a little bit, do some work. So hit the hip flexors, ankles. Right, get the calf stretches. Then at lunchtime, right, lunchtime, that can be 3, right? So as you're heating up lunch, or maybe sandwich lunch, no pun intended, sandwich some stretching, recovery around your meal. All right, there's session number 3, and do that throughout the day. Next thing you know, that 3 to 5 minutes here, 3 to 5 minutes here, and then by the end of the day, you've already done 30 minutes, without even a flash. Right? It didn't take a whole, block or chunk of time to walk away from whatever you want or wanted or needed to do. other parts of the recovery as well, right? Key things to remember. It's not just about stretching and sleeping. Obviously, hydration is key. Again, a lot of us that are staying indoors, it might start becoming difficult to stay hydrated. We might start forgetting about it just because, we're not as active. You might have been in a habit, going to the water cooler or walking past a water fountain, going from one class to the other. Figure out what that routine is to make sure it stays a part of your, daily tasks. And then, other things around recovery. If you have compression gear, if if that's what you prefer, you like, go ahead and use that stuff, especially if it's, say, if you've got a running day or something like that. Go ahead and wear them the next day, wear them in the evening, stay in that routine. Think about other things around the recovery piece. So, maybe what part of the country or what your region's like, probably starting to warm up a little bit. Maybe it has been warm already. So, using those hot, cold showers have to be a full on, cold plunge. We're not talking polar plunge on New Year's or anything, but even just a slight change in the water temperature is going to have an effect. Again, it doesn't have to be extreme, right? Go with your comfort. You can kind of, drip feed your way into it and way into that temperature change. It certainly helps with kind of the wake up as well. So that's another thing. And then also, think about, take awareness of parts of your body are experiencing more soreness, maybe more inflamed, right? I know a lot of times, especially if you sit down for, or if you have a sit down desk or sit down station for what you're doing right now, the knees might start locking up. You might start feeling a bit more stiffness or maybe inflammation there, especially if, like, me being an example, taking 2 extra walks a day with the dog, right? So if the extra walks, those extra steps and reps, if that's starting to wear on certain joints, be mindful of that. And that's a good time, a good reminder to reflect back on some of your other habits, right? Like in nutrition, there was, I can't remember who it was at this point, but wasn't me. I'm not taking credit for it, but there was a coach that said everything we eat is either reducing inflammation or increasing inflammation, right? So start thinking. It might be a good reminder if you have certain that are feeling inflamed or stiff or something, start thinking, well, what foods am I eating and what are they, are they causing inflammation or are they helping minimize it? Right? So again, eating the colors of the rainbow, getting plenty of good vitamins and minerals especially from vegetables, can certainly help. Antioxidants from the fruits and whatnot, can help keep that stuff flushed and minimized as well. So yeah, I mean, big message today, big send off, right? Recovery. Don't think recovery like your workouts, and that has to be one big block. Try and get the micro dose throughout the day. 5 minutes here, 3 minutes there, whatever, and you'd be surprised how much you can actually get at the end of the day, right? Set it up too. I mean, maybe if just before this, just before my previous call, I only had a couple of minutes. This is all right. I'm just gonna catch as many unread emails as I can. So, it wasn't a very thoughtful, wasn't a very laborious task or anything. So I could sit there with a lacrosse ball and getting some self massage or something like that. I'm reading. It wasn't anything that was going to distract me away from what I was doing. I was more just kind of scanning through a couple of points, a couple of texts and messages. So so that was a challenge. Of course, I don't even know how long I did it. Might have been 5 minutes, but I'm getting some some trigger point and that sort of stuff. And you'd be surprised how much that stuff just adds. So I'd also be curious to hear kind of, around recovery, what some of you folks are, struggling with, having trouble with, not sure about. I think it'd be hard to not recover enough during this time. Plenty of time, plenty of available time, right? So just how we structure it and how we utilize it. But yeah, in terms of recovery, I mean, what does that look like? What does that feel like for you? Are you have you found yourself overtraining a little bit? Trying to get something every single day, and then you kind of hit the wall and kind of crash. Or what is something you've done in the last few weeks or month, however long it's been now? What are some things you throughout this period to help or to improve your recovery? I'd certainly love to kind of comments from you all and from the rest of the team to hear how you're doing with it and how you're using this time to improve, some of those high performance habits. Even though we're not on the field, we're not competing, we're still having to perform every day, whether it's continue to study or continue to work, to produce, whatever it is. So leave a comment, send us a message or an email. Let me know what you're doing. And then lastly, again, just a reminder that for the special group, for only our most dedicated and most committed athletes, we've got our KGM squad, right? Exclusive squad that we're just putting extra resources around training, nutrition, recovery, mental game, so and also some movement demos and exercise suggestions. So if that's something you're interested in, hit us up. Let us know. That's something just this week. So we're super excited. That's something that we've been kind of dreaming up for a while, and so excited to finally have that off the ground and running. Forward to getting more content, more activity and engagement with everyone through that. Keep it up, and if there's anything else that we do, again, if you have any other suggestions, recommendations, curiosities, questions, whatever, touch base, let us know. Probably at a point we'll start repeating topics a little bit on some of these huddles. So if you got something that we hadn't touched on yet and you're curious to learn more about, then means let us know. We want to give the information and share the knowledge and resources that's going to be most beneficial for you all. So again, don't be shy. We've got nothing but time right now. If I'm not answering emails with athletes, then I'm probably reading something that can be helping athletes or other coaches. So yeah, that's it for today. Again, big takeaway for recovery: do a lot, right? Dose throughout the day, 3 to 2 5-minute increments. You'd be surprised how much you get, and not just how your body feels, but also mentally taking those small breaks. Getting up, taking a walk around the room, whatever. How much easier to kind of stay locked in mentally for whatever that task is, homework or projects, papers, exams coming up, I'm sure, or maybe it's a work project that you're working on. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend. Challenge this weekend. Get out, do something that you've been wanting to do for a while, right? Maybe it's take that hike, as long as it's safe, secure. Go for a walk or do a challenge, right? Pick an exercise, pick a movement, something in general. Doesn't have to be exercise or physical related. Pick something you want to do or that you've been scared of and try it. Maybe it's, piano or This stuff right here has been my challenge, is actually putting myself in front of the camera and trying to connect with you all. So yeah, maybe it's, a TikTok video or something, but do something that's gonna challenge you a little bit and push your comfort zone. That's the challenge for this weekend. So anyway, well, stay active, and we'll stay in touch.